Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ganyan, thank you for stopping by. Today we're talking about Horizon Forbidden West. But before we really get into it, I would like to ask you to like the video if you enjoy it, or consider subscribing to the channel, because it really helps out small channels like mine, and it's very much appreciated. So, Horizon. The game came out 1 week before Elden Ring, just like Horizon Zero Dawn, which came out 1 week before the new Zelda game. And all the people played Zelda back then, just like all the people played Elden Ring last year. And I really think that people should give this game a chance, because I've seen a lot of comments dissing the game. It's just like any other open world game, not fun, lazy, boring, all these kinds of comments, which I understand most people probably don't think that, but a large majority of people do, at least the large majority of Twitter users, which always seem to be angry. But anyway, I thought it's worth it to make this video to maybe convince you to play the game if you didn't already, and if you have a PlayStation, since it's an exclusive, sadly. So, let's start with how the game looks. That's the most obvious thing. I really love the graphics of the game. It looks amazing. It's seriously the best game I've played in years. I think ever even, as the best looking game I ever played. Just look at these screenshots I took. It's all in game, it's not edited, it's just in game. This is how the game looks when you play it. You can see the gameplay too, all the effects going on, all the NPC faces, everything is really high detail. Especially compared to the first game. My major complaint with that game was that the NPCs didn't feel like humans. Their faces looked weird and they didn't act naturally, and they really improved upon it in this game, especially if you compare it to other games. For example, I played God of War Ragnarok recently, back when it came out, and I really love the game. It's one of my top games this year, but I felt like sometimes the NPCs were a little too stoic and a little too gamey and not too realistic with the way they move and talk. The talk, not so much, but the movement, you can tell that it's just a game. And if you compare it to Horizon Forbidden West, here people move way more naturally, even more than games like God of War. And I really think that's an amazing improvement, considering that's an open world game. It's not a linear game. If you compare it to other open world games like Witcher 3, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, all these kinds of games, this game is head and shoulders above those. It's like 10 times better than them when it comes to animations. Now, other than the look and the animations, which are mind-blowing, but I don't want to explain too much about them since you can just look at the video and see for yourself, let's get into the story of it, which I think it's better than the first one. The first game was a lot of fetch quests. It was interesting that it was the first time we experienced this new world, but even then, when the newness of the world goes away, you are left with a game that's just kinda generic when it comes to mission design and stuff. But in this game, they really upped the ante. It's more fun to go through missions, more combat puzzles, more normal puzzles. When it comes to puzzles, I have some complaints, which I will get to, but other than that, the game design, the mission design is fun. The characters you meet are more varied than in the first game. I felt like the first game was more the same types of characters you meet all through the game. You meet more hunters and more politicians, but you don't meet many types of people other than that. Here there are many different tribes that you can meet different people inside. You can see the design of each tribe and how it reflects in their beliefs, their clothes, their houses, everything that's connected to them. And I really love that. It makes the game world feel more organic and more varied and more fun, especially with the locations you go to throughout the story. If you played the first game, you know that many parts of it are based on real life locations that have been eaten away by trees and stuff for thousands of years. This game has the same vibe to it, and I don't want to spoil a lot, but there are specific parts that you will recognize from real life, and it's really well done. There's a specific part in the desert where you find some place, I don't want to spoil it again, but you find this secret place underground that's flooded, and believe me when I tell you that one part is my favorite part in any game I played in the last 3 years. And I'm not even joking, just this one little part where you find this hidden secret place under the desert, it blew my mind. It made this game go from like a middle 5 out of 10 game to a top tier 9 out of 10 game. It's one of my favorite games ever just because of that one little scene, that one place you find. It's honestly, it's just magical. It is what games should be. It is what games are made to make us feel. The magic of discovering some place. Believe me, if you play this game, go to the desert, you're gonna find it and you're gonna love that scene. If you love to explore worlds like I do in video games, you're gonna love that scene. It's gonna be one of your favorite scenes in a game. So let's continue and move on to the gameplay itself. And when it comes to that, the new weapons in the game are really fun to use, and the old weapons are fun to use as well, especially with the new haptic feedback from the PlayStation 5 controllers, which makes it feel even better to shoot the stuff. And the special abilities are fun to use, which weren't in the first game. This game has special abilities that load with time. There's special abilities that load based on your stamina. So there's two different kinds of abilities. There's some build crafting in the game, but by the end of the game, if you do every side mission and every quest, you're gonna have all of the skills unlocked. So don't expect it to be like The Witcher 3, where you have to stick with one kind of build, where you choose to be sneaky and that's what you get to do. No, in this game, if you finish the game and the side quests, you're gonna have all different playstyles available to you. There's no need to respec, no need to consider where you spend your skill points. It's really all gonna be open by the end of the game, which I think, in my opinion, is a fun thing because it makes it so that by the time you reach the end, you have more playstyles available, so you can mess around and experience more of the game in different ways. Speaking of endgame, there's an arena in the game, which the first one didn't have, where you can replay specific fights with different types of machines, which there are many of, way more than the first game. So it keeps the variety going and there's much to do after you finish the game. Also, they updated the game to have New Game Plus, so you can do that as well after finishing the game, so you get to play it again with all your loot unlocked. And it's worth to mention that the New Game Plus mode has special weapons that you can get only in New Game Plus, which I think is always a nice reward. One other thing that I want to mention in regards to endgame and combat in general is the new machines. There's more than 5 different types of machines that are new to the series. At least that's how I counted it. It's between 5 and 10 new machines. And let me tell you, all of them are amazing. The way they are designed, the animal they are. It's really, really mind-blowing how much effort goes into designing each one of these machines. And fighting them is amazing. Each one of these fights is basically like a Dark Souls fight if you play on the higher difficulties. These are not an easy kind of fight that you just do fast and move on. Each one of these fights will become a Dark Souls fight if you play it on a harder difficulty. You're gonna have to go in prepared, you're gonna have to get your traps ready, your ammunition, everything, learn about the animal that you're about to fight so you know how to hunt it. It reminds me of The Witcher 3, how you need to be ready for the fight before it even starts. And it's really amazing when you do it. It feels good to fight, it feels good to roll, to shoot, to move, to dodge. Everything feels amazing, which is a really nice thing that PlayStation Studios does. They always make their games really very well polished, and every movement in these games feels amazing. And Horizon continues that trend, just like every other exclusive game for the PlayStation. It just feels good to play it. It feels good to shoot, feels good to move, feels good to do anything in the game. Even stop and take pictures feels good to do. Everything is just really highly polished. And let there be no doubt, with the release of the new DLC in April, I'm pretty sure it's gonna add amazing new machines with amazing new locations, and it's gonna make the game even better than it already is. Just like it did with Horizon Zero Dawn. The DLC really made it like 1 or 2 points higher on my, ladder thing. It went from a 7 out of 10 game to an 8 out of 10. Horizon Zero Dawn, so I'm pretty sure Forbidden West is gonna be a 10 out of 10 by the time the DLC comes out. Like I said, it has an amazing world, everything is really stunning, you just love to look around and see stuff. The animals you fight are amazing, every one of them has varied attack styles and different moves, which you can disable by shooting specific parts of it, and it reminds me of the gargoyle fight from Dark Souls 1, how you can chop off its tail. You can do that exactly here in Zero Dawn, and also in Forbidden West, in both games, but it's more varied in Forbidden West. And other than that, the story is fun, it gets a little too sci-fi heavy, a little too mumbo-jumbo explain scientific stuff that they came up with, but still, it's fun to go through. I love to see the characters, I love to see Aloy interact with them, which if I want to get to complaints, it's my one complaint for the game, is that Aloy is a little too stoic. I get where she's coming from, I get why she's like that, but she's a little too, hard-headed and like just mean sometimes. She's a nice person, but sometimes she comes off as mean, and she's not as likable as, let's say, Kratos from God of War. And the second complaint I wanted to get to is all the commenting she does. You probably saw the memes on God of War where there's a puzzle and one of your companions keeps giving you hints to solve the puzzle and they don't give you time to think of it for yourself. Well, the same thing happens in Horizon Forbidden West, but this time you don't even have companions. So it's just Aloy talking to herself the solution for the puzzle. So let's assume there's a puzzle that requires you to climb up on a wall. You get to it, and Aloy is just gonna keep repeating, like, maybe I should climb the wall, maybe I should climb the wall, maybe there's something behind the wall. And she just keeps repeating it until you actually do it and solve the puzzle. Which is really annoying. I would like to think, for once, for myself, when there's a puzzle in the game. And I really hope they remove that, because it's a trend that's been going on for PlayStation Studios for a while now, and it's getting more annoying year by year. It was most annoying in God of War Ragnarok and in Forbidden West, and I really hope they tone it down in the next game. But really, these two are my big main complaints for the game. Other than that, the game is amazing, and I honestly don't understand how it wasn't even nominated for anything in the Game Awards. The soundtrack is really mind-blowing. Aloy's theme is amazing in this game. If you didn't hear it already, be sure to listen to it. It's really, really well designed. Graphics are amazing, like I said, best looking game I played. The story isn't as good as God of War Ragnarok, so I understand why it wasn't nominated for that, but like, come on, at least nominated for something. I really feel like the game was just shat upon by the industry when it comes to the Game Awards. It should have been a fight between Elden Ring, God of War, and Horizon. But everyone forgot about Horizon because Elden Ring and God of War were the big ones. So in short, if you played Elden Ring back in February last year, and you didn't give Horizon a chance, please do so. I really think you're gonna love it if you love open world games. If you played Assassin's Creed Valhalla and you were really disappointed like myself, you're gonna love this game. It's basically everything that Assassin's Creed Valhalla wanted to be. It has the stealth, it has the story, it has the graphics, it's just Assassin's Creed, but better. So, if you like that idea, be sure to play it. And if you like the video, be sure to like it and subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more videos of different games with different topics on the channel, so be sure to check it out. I'm sure that you're gonna find something you are interested in. And if not, tell me down in the comments, what do you wanna hear about? What are you interested in? Because I will be happy to make a video about it. Next week's video is probably gonna be about Hitman. So if you like that game, be sure to turn back next week. So all in all, that's all I had to say about Horizon Forbidden West. I really enjoyed the game, and I really think people should give it more of a chance because I think they would enjoy it more, and I cannot wait to play the DLC. If you're interested in a video when the DLC comes out, be sure to tell me down in the comments, because I can't wait to see what they do next. I'm really excited for the future of Horizon, and I can't wait to play more of it. If you stayed for this long in the video, first of all, thank you. I really appreciate it. Less than 1% of my viewers do that, so really thank you. And I want to get into some updates for the channel. So, first update, exam season is coming, so I'm gonna be a little more busy than I was before. I'm still gonna try to upload once per week, but I can't promise that I'm gonna do it every single week. And that's gonna last for the next 3 weeks until I finish my exams and then I'm back to normal. And hopefully I can upload more by then. The second update, which is probably more important, is that you probably noticed I started to upload different kinds of videos. If you know me from Borderlands, you expect Borderlands, I understand, and I'm sorry to disappoint you, but there's nothing to talk about with Borderlands. Gearbox just kinda dropped it. I love the game so much that I started a whole YouTube channel because of it. And I honestly have no idea if there's gonna be any Borderlands content for the next 5 years, because Gearbox don't even tell us what they're working on. I don't even know if they're making a new Borderlands game, like, I'm just guessing that they are, but I can't tell you for sure, so I'm sorry to disappoint, but it's how the situation is. And if you know me from these videos, be sure to like it, because it really helps encourage me to do more of these videos, because I know that people like it. If I don't know that you like it, I'm not sure if I should continue doing this or try something more, something different. I don't know, let me know down in the comments, what are you interested in? Do you like these new videos or not? Let me know down below. And that was the 2 updates I wanted to give for now. I really appreciate that you watched this video so far if you are still here, and I really appreciate it. Please like it really helps. Subscribe to the channel if you wanna know more. Check out my other videos, they're all on the channel, different games, different topics. Let me know down below what you wanna hear about for the next video. And as always, thank you for watching and have a nice day.